Welcome to the third episode of the Degenerate Football Podcast. I am RJ Choppy. This is Longhorn James from the Football Glory Hole, and we have been dominating this year so far. James and Bo, 61%. That is absurd.
Fantastic.
6-6-1 for me last week, 19-12-2 overall. 19-12, I'll take it.
Take it.
Pretty good number. So we got a couple of selections in the NFL, a couple in college football, but James is here. Let's talk a little bit about the computer that you guys are using this week.
I'm super excited to be here, Chop. You know, Bo has been with you the last couple of weeks, so this gives me opportunity to tell the people at home a little bit about how we feel that we get the advantage on these games. There's two school of thoughts in handicapping. There's the old school and the new school. Now, the old school, which I'm not afraid to admit is the way I handicap games, it goes straight off my power rankings, injury reports, weather reports, sprinkle in some trends, maybe some scheduling, positive, negative, little quirks that come up, and then bam, you got yourself some games. Crack a beer, sit down, and watch the wins pile up. Now, the new school way, which my buddy Bo, and I know you're heavy in it, are the analytics, the advanced analytics, the computer modules, the predictive modules, the algorithms. I mean, numbers coming out of every hole in his body.
Yeah.
And the way we blend these two schools of thought, I think, is what gives us the advantage. And it doesn't come without conflict, because behind the scenes, when we're trying to narrow down these games, there are times where I literally have to go and pull Bo's head out of the computer's ass and tell him, like, look, man, you're getting blinded by the numbers. Watch the damn game, and vice versa. There's times where he has to say, look, old man, I don't care what you think you know about these teams. The numbers, the delta on these numbers are too large. We're not going to ignore that. So we blend these two naturally. We eventually come to picks that we can agree on, and it's worked well for us. We haven't had a losing season in 5 years. Like you said, we're off to a 61% start this year, and more importantly, we're off to a 70% start in the super contest that we're in with you, Choppy.
Yeah.
Which begs the question, when we undoubtedly win that sucker and we get the $100,000 first place prize, how quick will you have a plane ticket booked to Vegas to go blow all of your winnings?
Not blowing at all. All that money is going directly to a credit card company. Okay, that's where that money is going.
That's sad.
I know, right? No, I'm just joking. But let's take a look. Let's start with the NFL here, because the one team that is freaking me out this week is the Baltimore Ravens. I don't know how to look at the numbers when it comes to Baltimore. This is where, I'm going to kind of rely on old school maybe a little bit. Not too much, but a little bit, because the numbers are skewed to Baltimore because of Miami. They beat Miami like a drum. Everyone's beating Miami. They're playing Kansas City. Kansas City's a 6-point favorite. I'm looking at it like, I know the computers are going to kind of say this is kind of an even game. I'm like, no way, Kansas City's going to blow them out. Yeah,
and I'm glad you brought up the Miami factor, and that's something we'll talk about going forward. I actually have no pick here. Based on my power ratings, I've got it actually as a Kansas City play. The computers do lean towards Baltimore on this one, so it's kind of a no play for us. We talked about, when we disagree, we kind of throw them out. The Miami factor is a problem, because right now with Miami quitting and not showing any effort, they're skewing the numbers for any team that has played them. And at this point in the season, there's only been 2 teams that have played them. So do we really know, and can we really trust the Baltimore numbers at this point? I don't know. Now, the trends are heavy on Baltimore in this game. They are, as underdogs in the last 10 games, they are 7-3 against the spread, and they are 11-4 in the last 15 against the spread on the road. So the trends back Baltimore. I think, like you're talking about the more macro view, I think it's a lean towards Kansas City. Hill is out. Williams might not play, the running back, so they are going to be without some weapons. Doesn't seem to affect them too much so far going forward in this season. But I'd lean towards Kansas City with you on this one, but the numbers and the analytics are kind of leaning the other way, so it's pretty much a stay away game for me.
I have no idea what macro means. I failed economics class and accounting. One game we disagreed on, so we kind of didn't go with it, is the Green Bay Denver under 43. I like the under. He wasn't totally sold on it, so kind of keep away.
Yeah, and as far as that goes, real quick, like we don't. In the NFL, the bookmakers are so sharp with these over-unders that we stay away from them until we get more data. Usually we wait till week 4 when all the data has a chance to build up and we get more accurate reads. At that point, week 4 going forward, we will come out with some over-under leans and likes if there's a delta in the numbers. So as far as that right now, I would lean your way based on the macro view
Sure.
like I talked about.
Again, no idea.
But I don't have any data to back you up on it.
All right, let's look at Detroit +6 against Philly.
Okay, then now this is a game I actually do love. Based on my power ratings, this should be a 4.5 to 5 point spread for Detroit. They opened up at 7. Right now it's sitting at 6, I believe you have it at. Love this pick. Love this pick. Detroit +6. Injuries are piling up for Philly. They've got Malik Jackson is done now. It's a huge loss on the defensive line. And the defensive line is not playing very well as a unit so far this season anyways. And if you watch that game last week with Atlanta, if it wasn't for a couple of missed deep plays by Matt Ryan, that game could have got even uglier than it was. The secondary's been awful this year. So you got an underachieving defense with injuries accumulating. And Detroit has played 7.5 solid quarters of football.
Oh, that first one killed me.
They should be 2-0. So I think you got an overinflated line. I lean Detroit.
Yep, very nice. I like that too as well. College football. Texas -6.5 against Oklahoma State. There's an under in play here. I think this is the type of game for me that Tom Herman wins. This is Sam Ehlinger's kind of march towards. He's not going to win the Heisman, but he might get an invite to the Heisman Trophy ceremony. How do you like this game playing out?
I actually lean with you. I lean with Texas minus the points, and I actually have a lean to the under. And a couple things on this game. Oklahoma State has dominated this series. They've won the last 4 years, but 3 of those wins were only by 3 points, exactly 3 points. And what's held Texas back in these losses is the turnover bug. And like you said, Ehlinger is playing great. He has not had an interception in over 300 passes, which is a Big 12 record. Colin Johnson, the star wide receiver, Texas is coming back this week. And in a more macro view, Texas knows they can't lose any more games like this if they want to stay in the playoff picture. They got Oklahoma coming up on the horizon in the Cotton Bowl. So I look to them to take care of business in this game and cover that 6. The lean on the under is a heavy trend. They are 6-0 run in Austin, Texas is with the under, and a 25-12 run on the under overall. So
in the series.
In the series, 25-12 run overall on the under. So don't be afraid to sprinkle a little under on that -6, and I'm with you on that one.
All right, Iron Skillet, TCU, SMU.
As far as this pick goes, I love this pick. We have a play on the under 55 in this. TCU is dealing with some quarterback issues. They're starting a true freshman quarterback, and Patterson's no fool. He's gonna rely on the running game to counterbalance that. They ran for 346 yards against Purdue. The clock's gonna run.
Oh yeah.
The quarterback only completed 7 passes against Purdue, so he's completely abandoning the passing game. And as far as the defensive side of the ball goes, they're going to dominate SMU. SMU is averaging 44 points on the season, but it's against garbage competition. They won't be able to come close to that against TCU. Now, last year, we actually had the same pick last year. We had the under. It went under by 5 points. We look for much of the same in this year's matchup. Lean to under in the TCU-SMU 55.
All right, one more game in college football. It is the greatest dog in sports. It is Northwestern +9.5 against Michigan State, and you also like the under in this one as well?
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
Not necessarily, but my stat on that is it's one of these stats. Every once in a while, you come up with one of these trends that blow your mind and you can't believe it. And this is a over 400 games trend. So
whoa, that's a big trend.
This isn't a little trend. This is a 400 games trend, and here it is. When you have a game where the over/under is set at 43 points or lower, and the underdog in that game is getting 7 points or more, in a 400 game sample, the underdog is winning at a 57% clip. And of course, in this game, you've got a over/under that's at 38 or so?
Something like that. It's low. It's a very low number.
And Northwestern's catching 9.5 points. So this is an absolute must play with us, Northwestern plus the points.
All right, very good. So to recap, Philadelphia, Detroit, we got Detroit plus the 6. We've got Texas with you like the under in the Texas game.
I like both, under and the -6.
And the -6 and 6.5. You got SMU, TCU, take the under there, and then Northwestern plus 9.5 against Michigan State. I personally like the Kansas City -6 against Baltimore. You know, it's not a hardcore pick though.
I'd like to just watch and reevaluate.
Yeah, we'll just watch it reevaluate. So this is episode 3, Degenerate Football Podcast. James from the Football Glory Hole, 61%. Where can they find you guys on social media?
Yeah, they can hit us up and download us anywhere you get your podcasts. Don't forget to go to our website, thefootballgloryhole.com, and sign up for our premium picks because, we give out free picks, but you don't want to do that. We got a full slate of games this weekend, over 20 picks in college. We'll have at least 5 to 7 picks in the NFL. Go to our website, sign up for our premium picks so we can become partners for life, and Choppy, as always, in a mostly non-sexual way.
Wow, very nice. I totally support that. I am at RJ Choppy on Twitter. You can find all my picks on there as well. Until next week, the Degenerate Football Podcast. Let's make some cash.